Hey everyone, John here from Peralta AI. So in today's video, I'm launching my AI native investment fund. So what am I actually trying to build here at Peralta AI? High level with an intense amount of jargon for the non-finance folks at home. I don't know who watches my channel anymore, like tech people, finance people. But this is more catered to the finance folks. Like I do like AI, but I honestly love finance way more. So I really couldn't care less about like back end, front end, full stack. I just care about, is my software building a portfolio that makes me durable alpha, is kind of like where I'm trying to go with this. But yeah, so what is Peralta AI? I'm trying to build a walk forward alpha factory. So high level, what that is it's a systematic research pipeline for finding trading and investment signals, testing them in a realistic way, where I don't just look for, what do I call this, like vanity metrics. Like you can backtest all you want, but if you're not generating like live returns, then I don't care, honestly. That's kind of what I'm trying to build here. So like initially, right when I launch the fund, I'm gonna start trying to build like a track record, like a portfolio track record. Um, I'm starting the fund with TSX 100. Um, the reason for that is simple. I'm only starting with 1.5K, and then every single month I'm going to put 1.5K into this portfolio. If this portfolio beats the benchmark TSX 100, I'm going to dump another quarter mil into this probably by April 1st next year. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, really, the first 12 months is just really focusing more so on, can I actually make alpha? Can I actually rank stocks? Can I actually pick a top 25? If I can't do that, why would I put any more money into this fund? And thank God for Wealthsimple. Shout out to Wealthsimple. They allow like fractional trades, which make it possible for like deploying such a small amount of money. But yeah, let's get into the fund itself. So the TSX 100 fund is live. So I actually did make the trades today. So everything, I bought every single piece of this portfolio on Wealthsimple. So you could see I bought this morning $60 of IVN, AG $60. I posted this all on my LinkedIn. So you and I'm literally obviously showing like my Wealthsimple portfolio here. So like you could see how many shares I have, how much the value is, like what it is actually up today. I bought these at around like 7 to 8 a.m. Pacific time. I live in Vancouver, so I basically operate 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Pacific time, and then I go and do my real job, right? That's kind of like what I'm doing here. But yeah, so you can see like the full stock portfolio is there now. But yeah, so seated with 1.5K, and then I'm adding 1.5K every month to this right at the start of the month. So I'm gonna rebalance on the first trading day of the month. That's when I'll dump the money in, and then I'll like wait, like I'll go and wait the portfolio. Um, the reason why I'm doing it that way is because then it's easier for me to like rebalance the portfolio by just like adding money. And then let's say if I do only have like 1.5K in the fund, I'll have to like buy some stocks, sell some stocks sometimes. But like adding money at the start of every month just allows me to rebalance the portfolio better. And then obviously like as the like I obviously want to put as much money into this as possible, right? To make it as like to give myself some skin in the game. Like 1.5K is like a good starting point, because you'll see like some of the like I like in some cases I have like 0.248 shares, right? But yeah, shout out to Wealthsimple. Like it makes it possible. Like they make it possible. Like fractional shares make it possible to actually do this type of strategy. But yeah, Peralta ranks at TSX 100 every month with a Lambda Mart learning to rank model. So Lambda Mart, So light GBM, under light GBM, there's like a bunch of different models that you can use. But learning to rank is a little bit different than regression, where regression, you basically are trying to predict like a certain return 1 month from now, based on a bunch of different features, right? What I'm specifically doing as my first strategy is I'm ranking the top 100 stocks, and I'm not even caring about like the returns within the top 100. I'm just trying to rate them like, okay, um, CVE is going to be the top return, AG is going to be the second, SU is going to be the third. That's kind of like the first um, the first model that my Alpha Factory is gonna try to how do I say it, like validate, and if this model is actually the best, like I'm also in the next 2 weeks, my major sprint will be around actually like building a challenger system where like there's a current incumbent, which is maybe Lambda Mart, let's say. And then for some reason, I'm using light GBM regression. Light GBM regression seems like it could pretty much like outperform Lambda Mart. Then at that point, I'm gonna obviously just like remove Lambda Mart, or like maybe I have two models and I'm using an ensemble method for the process itself, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. High level, what Peralta AI is gonna be. It's gonna be at at the very pinnacle level, trying to specifically swap out the different models, right? So it's not just like one approach. It's testing a multitude of approaches, and at that specific point in time on the first trading day, it makes the top 25, and that's what I'm investing in, right? Um, just at a glance, obviously the TSX, specifically Canada in general, is already like hyper concentrated on like three major sectors: energy, banking, materials. And you could see that the portfolio itself is is like obviously um, already tilted there, right? Like energy. There's basic materials, and actually there's no banking, which is kind of funny, right? So the AI automatically was just like, nah, banking is not the play for this first initial hold period. Um, but yeah, super heavy on energy, super heavy on basic materials. I don't know if I make the fund like sector risk neutral, so to speak, or like try to reduce like sector risk by, or like sector over concentration risk. I don't know. Like right now, what I'm thinking is I just straight up try to rank them first, and then on the next iteration, we'll decide like how we want to go about like managing risk. I think like as the portfolio grows from like 1.5k to like 10k to 20k, at that point, like when it starts hitting like numbers where I care about, like 10k to 20k, I'll obviously start getting more cognizant on like risk, and maybe even like hedging strategies. The other initial portfolio is like long only. I actually want to make this like long short. That's specifically why I was doing like the Lambda Mart, where you rank the stocks, each cohort, like you could do it percentile based, or like top 10%, or like quartile based or decile based. So you could go and take the top 100, break them into deciles or quartiles or whatever you want, and then you could actually see like the spread. If you could see like a good spread between like the top 10 versus the bottom 10, or the top 25 versus the bottom 25, and that spread is pretty like decent, at that point I would say like I would want to go long short, right? The main constraint right now for me is with this amount of money, I don't think I can even get the short stock to actually short any of these, which is a thing. And I don't think like Well Simple themselves, actually allows shorts. So maybe like in the future iteration, or like when I start doing short portfolios, I'll go to a different broker like Interactive Brokers. But at that point, I want to have such a large invested amount of capital that like the trading fees of trading like 25 in and 25 out every month is like not is like negligible, right? On a $1,520 portfolio, that's gonna eat away like obviously my return. So um I'm sticking with Wealthsimple for now to grow the capital base, and then eventually like when I get, obviously like the size of the fund and like the constraints of the fund will dictate like what strategies I could actually implement, right? Um, Man, I'm doing a lot of talking here, but yeah, like that's initially where I'm starting. Um, the full 25 stocks is like I posted it on Peralta AI. But yeah, that's what I've been working on for the last 7 days. I did make a big sprint on the last 7 days. I was working on like a private project for myself, and that basically just took a ton of time. Like my, I think like that private project honestly might actually be I don't know, like I kind of want to do it. I'm specifically talking about like I have AI agents in the background that can manage, like can almost replicate an asset manager, right? Like you could I used to be like an asset manager at a real estate company, and like most of my job was like going through NOI, trying to figure out capex, trying to figure out opex. I pretty much made an AI that could like literally automate that process and like give like a 1 week, like every week, just give you like an action item or like action items so you could like improve the performance of your real estate. Um, but honestly, I really want to chase this hedge fund. Um, when I was a kid, I wanted to make a hedge fund. I was like maybe 13 when I first like made a trade on like a paper account. And ever since then I wanted to make a hedge fund, and like right now AI just literally made it possible for me. So obviously I'm going to try to go and do that. Um I could already make the full stack application for the front end so I can like share my results. Obviously I could work on the back end. For the last year and a half I've been learning how to write Python, um, going and web scraping, working with LLMs and all that stuff. So I kind of pretty much have the back end figured out. And obviously like my finance domain expertise is, I would say, pretty damn high. Um, if I'm not, if I'm obviously being cocky here. Like I'm obviously, like if you put me in a room, I might be top two every single time in that room for finance domain expertise. Even like if you put like real finance people there, my opinion though. Um, but yeah, this is kind of like where I'm at. Um, I'm still gonna share. I'm gonna share like the AI stuff. So, um, the AIs that are like actually building the portfolio are building it through automations. Like literally, my AIs work 24/7, and they literally work 24/7. And I have a regression agent that like does regressions on the site 24/7. Um, so honestly, I want to still share that, um how I build the AI, but I want to focus my YouTube channel more so on like building a hedge fund is kind of like what I want to focus on. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video and want to follow, please like and subscribe. Until next time, bye.